multi-level marketing is not technically a scam. Some get into some shady business dealings.
Well, I think a lot of the multi-level marketing thing is they've gotten out of it's not a scam thing by actually providing something.
Mm-hmm.
May not be really worth your time or money, but because they provide something, I think they get away with it. I knew one of the good scams was just cash on cash, and we did this, pyramid scheme. Yeah. We all knew it was a scheme. We all knew that somebody's going to get screwed out of it when somebody comes to bust you all out. This is years, like 20 plus years ago.
I want to say I remember being, I want to say it was in like high school or maybe early college years, and there's that going around Portland, and you knew about it at that time.
I knew some people that made some big bucks over a night, and then when it all shut down, and that's the whole problem with those. I'll just call it a scam, is just what it was. Mm-hmm. Is that somebody's a loser. Mm-hmm. Somebody will always lose, because in the beginning it could be great, but somebody's going to get cut when it's over. And so there's a lot of people who lost a lot of money, but there's a lot of people that won.
Did they call it friends helping friends? I want to say there's some little memory in my brain that it made it sound like it was some people that were kind of like they would get together, they'd give money to whoever the top person is, they'd split off. Yeah. It's the traditional pyramid scheme. Yep. And I want to say they called it friends helping friends.
In the 60s, when they said friends helping friends, it was a different game. But
that's true.
But yeah, that's what it was. In fact, the one that we knew about or played was, there was for the rich people and for the suckers like me, there was you had to get 2,000 in or 200 in. Well, the people that got 2,000 in, they had to bring people that would bring 2,000, and I think it all ended up being, everybody brings 2. I can't remember, but it puts you up to the pyramid, and those people get paid off for $16,000 in the night. Yeah. Some people could roll it twice in one night. A lot of cash in these places, and then the people with 200, I think they would get away with it, $6,000 or something like that. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it would. The more you bring in, and everybody will get their turn, but everybody knows when it stops, somebody's going to lose.
Yeah, someone's going to lose. So at some point, the base of that pyramid, all those people are losers.
Yep. So
well, and like with multi-level marketing, there's a business associated with it. It's the payouts. It's how you earn money that gets a little sketchy. And I think that the government has come out with some guidance about, you got to have a certain amount of sales, and you can't rely on a certain amount of your income from the people underneath of you making sales. You actually have to sell product yourself.
Right.
And
well, remember Amway back in the day?
Oh yeah, still around.
Right. But I think that they turned into more of a legit,
company sales.
I guess so. Mm-hmm. But they had a lot of that kind of marketing and I think they got thrown through the ringer a few times, but they had a lot of products that were good too, I guess. So, but they're still around because they were, they had some decent products, believe it or not.
Well, I think that in general, the products that they're selling are pretty decent products. I think that the price, like the sales price of them, that's what's overrated. A lot of the companies are producing something that costs a lot more through their organization than you would have to pay it, like Costco or, I don't know, Kroger or Fred Meyer or whatever.
Right. And I noticed a lot of them did, like Amway did a lot of cleaning supplies and stuff. But I noticed that a lot of it was always, everything was like, concentrate?
Yeah.
Just
add water?
Yeah. I know that there's only 2 ounces of powder in here. I know it's $180, but you could put this in 50 gallons of water and have the most powerful cleaning solution in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, hey, if you're listening on YouTube, put some comments about your experiences with multi-level marketing or direct marketing.
Yeah.
Because there are tons of them. And some people are going to be like, oh, it's fantastic. You can make all this money. And other people are going to tell you, oh, it's the biggest scam ever.
Well, I mean, there's so many other ones, like am I going to get this right? I thought I had it in my head, but there's the place that sells the candles, and then there's the Pampered Chef, and those are tiered like that too, but they also sell a lot of products. Yeah. They're expensive, but some of them are pretty cool. I will have to agree.
I was in a company called Monavi.
Oh yeah.
And it was really about, it was a drink. It was in concentrate form, like you were saying, and it provided like a certain amount of antioxidants.
Yeah, it was
for your
wine
health.
without the alcohol. Good luck
they,
selling that.
They would have it in these beautiful wine bottles, and they were getting acai, a special
Berry.
yeah, special grade of acai that had some scientific studies that kind of backed up how potent it was, and then they had like different variations as the company kind of grew. They grew into other acai-based products, and then they went into the weight loss industry, and they started doing like meal replacements and that sort of thing. Now, their products were good, and I really enjoyed their products. The problem is they were very expensive.
Very expensive, yeah.
And the way that they were doing their business was it was really focused on recruitment.
Right. And most of these are like that. Don't forget what you're going to say is they have their products. That's one aspect of the business. And then, which seems more important, it's the bringing the people in part of the business. And this could be just fine. Who really cares about all that after a while? But that was the huge part of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And they were pushing that you would get more and more people into the business. Their payout program was pretty lucrative. There were a lot of people making a lot of money. But the problem is that you as a distributor had to have a certain number of sales in order to be still considered a legitimate business entity. And that was where the problem was, because you would not only have to sell expensive product, but now you've got to convince other people that by getting into the business that this expensive product you're also going to have to direct sell. And that is really difficult, especially for people who, number one, don't have money for startup. Number two, are not natural like sales type of people, or have a network of people who are interested in that sort of stuff.
And how about this? Also, when people start up, they start up with the people they know, people that are local, and then guess what? The people that you know, that they know the same people.
Yeah.
So they're either trying to tap in the same people so they're run out of people.
That's exactly right.
And so it makes it harder to, fly into the next town and hang out there for a couple of weeks and hit the streets, Back in the day, that's kind of what people did, in the back of your vehicle's trunk, you carry your products and you go from door to door to door, go to the next city, you might only sell, one out of 30 houses, but that's what you do.
Yeah. I had a lot of people that were distributing underneath of me, and I was making a little bit of money, but the company ended up selling out to another company, and it is, the name of it escapes me at this moment, but I almost had it. But they sold out, and all of those distributors, million distributors or however many they had, went over to this new company. And that was kind of my opportunity to just be done and get out of it. Now, I did make a lot of great friends through networking through other people, and I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about sales. I learned a lot about direct marketing, multi-level marketing, and enough to realize how much of the recruitment and the excitement that people kind of fall for in that sort of industry. I'll give you a case in point. I went to a big old conference in Salt Lake City, which is where a lot of these companies actually are based. I'm not sure, maybe it's some special exceptions in the laws if you exist out there. But I went to this big old conference. They spent a lot of money on this thing. It was very flashy. The mood lighting, the music, the
everything's
decorations.
Upbeat,
oh man, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. It's like going to one of those big like religious born again sort of
seminars.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Everyone's really excited, and you can feel like the energy. But the whole thing is designed like that. And even though the company said that they weren't a religious company, everyone who was there had some religious connections. They were praying on stage. I want to say that the head owner of it was, I think he was Mormon, and some of the other people that he had in his executive team were also Mormon, and so there was a lot of like religious connotations inside of it. But people ate it up.
Oh, sure.
There was like church services before the main conference started. Yeah, they would use
I'm shocked they did that.
Yeah, it was a lot of energy. But if you think about it, even in these other companies, they do the same thing where they're trying to really get people inspired. They tell these stories of success.
Yep.
And
Have you ever been in a timeshare? Try to do
no, but I've
spiel?
been to some of those spiels. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been through a few of them just to get. I'm the guy
Free
that goes,
stuff.
nope, 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 nope. I'll take all that stuff you promised though, and they when it's time to give you that crap, they're not happy about it because you didn't sell. But they have people with champagne popping, and I personally believe that they have staged people in there because it always seems like there's somebody there popping the cork. And I think they're staged to hope to get the enthusiasm up, and if somebody else is doing it, you don't want to miss out. Come on, guys, get in that timeshare, man. Everybody's doing it. Yeah. I know it's cheaper to just go get your own show, but to do your own thing. But I don't know.
It's true though. They use the same level of energy in the timeshare spiels.
Some people even do that when you're buying a car.
Oh yeah.
Because when you're about to get screwed, they're trying to like brush it over. It's not you're not getting screwed. You're trying to do the Jedi mind trick. Yeah. Okay, it still hurts when I'm sitting though. It's always all that glam and flash to keep you away from, aka essentially the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
looking back on my experience, I have a certain level of respect for people who can hustle no matter the industry that they're in. But I think that all the things that I learned about it, even though the legal questions that go into these companies are pretty strong, I look back at it and I go, I'm glad that I had the experience, but I'll never do multi-level marketing again because I understand every time I've looked at a company, and I looked at quite a few at that time, they all have the very similar structure.
Sure.
Different payment plans, but when you're looking at the people who are selling, the products that they're selling, and the people who are going to become your potential customers and distributors, it's all the same model.
There's a form that you have, and it's like, okay, this is how we do it. Just apply product here, and you sell this and get people it. I mean, it's the same thing, just different products all the time. And some of it is more successful depending on some of the products they have. But, from weight loss plans to, I mean, my gosh, anything, really.
And again, some of the products are good. I'm not dogging on some of the products because I think that in many cases they're good. I just think that the model that they're using to push it, there's some flaws in that.
When you're sitting there and you're looking at, buying some Tupperware or whatever the hell they're selling, and then you're looking through their book, and then you're like, wait a minute, why are you pressuring me to join? I'm willing to buy your product, but when the pressure is more to join the sales team, that's when I'm like, man, I got too many other things going on. And in order to make it successful, you have to drop everything. Everything. And I'm not saying that people can't be, but guess what? Rarely are they successful for a long period of time. And
the amount of money that they've invested in, sometimes they never get it back.
Yeah, you might be better off just going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you get I don't know, either way you're going to learn something. Like I've done a couple through, my wife has done some things, but we kind of base it on products we kind of like at least, so we could get discounts on the products and stuff. But I've done enough to appreciate that I learned not to do it.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
It's not my thing either.
It could be for some, but.
And I felt like I gave it a good go during that time. But I think there are certain parts of my personality that I don't know if it's just, I feel guilty at different times for different practices that they encourage you to do. But again, I think some of their products are fine.
Thanks for listening to the shortened version of our show.
If you want to catch the full audio episode, you can find it here or wherever you find your podcast. But if you want to see the full version in video format, you can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, and now on Spotify.